last week I was picking up my kids from school. I had picked them up. I was prepped for all the energy that was gonna bring. I had had a really good day. And I was like, this night's gonna go really well. And we got home and everything was fine. And then, you know, as happens, and as you're prepared to happen, one thing led to another, and one of them said something, or one of them did something, or reached into the other one's space, and all of a sudden it was like atomic explosion of yelling and screaming and fighting and all of this. And as that explosion went off, I felt it also detonate in me. And that instantaneous sort of uproarious, everybody's in, everybody's yelling. I jumped in there because I was like, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop it. It's not gonna ruin my afternoon. And I, of course, was yelling and flailing even more than they were because I had to be heard in order to stop this thing. And so all of a sudden, of course, it was going nowhere, and I was just being engulfed by this thing. And all of a sudden, I felt this phrase well up from my very core. And all of a sudden, I just yelled, "Black hole!" And everything stopped. It was like, you know the video that's going around where they throw that American cheese onto the baby's head and it like makes the kid just go. That's a sidebar. But that's what happened. The two of them were like, what? And I was like, doesn't this feel like a black hole? And my daughter goes, oh, you mean like when it's sucking you in and you have to go with it? And I said, yeah. And then the more you get in, the more you lose control of your ability to hold on, and the more you fight to get out of it, but the fighting just makes you go in farther. And she's like, yeah. And we kept agreeing on like what this thing felt like that had just overtaken all of us. And suddenly the focus was totally different. The air felt different. The charge of it all had just totally changed. And then everything just kind of shifted and went on. They went on to play. And I was like, huh. And I padded into the kitchen and I kept making dinner and I felt delighted. And of course, 10 minutes later, I hear the craziness from the other room. And again, I was like, black hole! But it was just from a distance. And I was like lobbing my new much healthier grenade over there. And I was not sucked in. And first and foremost, it served as a tool for me to just remind myself as something is beginning, black hole. And that's all I needed to say to create the energy of remind myself that that's not how I get what I want. That's not how to do it in a way that I'm going to feel any sort of satisfaction. And now, the effect, the experience of what that moment brought when it was used is in me and it's in the kids. And even in calm moments, we can be talking and having a conversation and I'll just be like, black hole. And they'll go, yeah, black hole. So if black hole helps you at all going forward into this week or whenever it is that you watch this video, I want to know about it. It can apply to anything. Thanks for watching. See you next time.